Hello. Hey, I just wanted to put out something for a little bit of fun tonight. I'm not talking no faith and nothing like that. I just kind of wanted to put out something there as to why and how I became an Oklahoma Sooner fan, a big fan, by the way. This is kind of like a just something I want to put out there. I think a lot of people can relate to this. So my dad was a huge Oklahoma Sooners fan. I mean, Barry Switzer was his guy. He watched Barry win championships in the 70s and the 80s. And I was born, I don't want to give away the exact year, but early 80s, late 70s range. And, I didn't really understand football a lot when I was growing up, but I just remember, man, my dad just loved watching football in general. But Oklahoma, man, he would just go crazy. I mean, he'd be throw a pillow at the TV if something wasn't going right. So, but anyway, I mean, I kind of grew up in the 80s. I was a kid. And, as that kind of went on, it's me and my dad, we talked, we got along, we did things. We did not have a bad relationship by any standpoint. But as time went on, let's just say this is close to late 80s. I kind of started, I didn't know much about football, but, luckily, we had great systems like the Nintendo coming out, right? Yeah, so, and Nintendo had some football games on it. I think the first football game I got was John Elway's football. That game pretty much sucked, I'm not going to lie. But I remember playing it with my dad, and there was this cheat code I found on there or something where I could make my guy run faster. My dad would get totally pissed because I would use that play and he didn't know how to do it. But anyway, just that's a little bit of the beginnings of it. But I just want to kind of throw that out there. I would say my favorite game though during that era was definitely Tecmo Bowl, then Super Tecmo Bowl, and I actually learned a lot about football by just playing video games back in the day, which is really cool. But anyway, to get back to my point here was somewhere around late 80s, early 90s, I was I know my dad loves football. I didn't know much about it. I didn't care about it too much. I mean, as a kid, you like cartoons, right? You like cereal. You like movies and kids' movies especially, because that was kind of a big thing back in the day. I mean, I loved all that stuff. I mean, I loved going to the mall. My mom would take me to the mall on the weekends, and my sisters or my sister and my aunt, which is another sister. They're about the same age. But, I mean, it was so much fun. There was so many things to do back then. It's just, they all seemed so great. I would spend a ton of time playing video games. And of course, we live in the country. And I'd spend a lot of time out in the woods and this and that. And, my dad bought me dirt bikes and three-wheelers. And I had so much to do when I was a kid. I wish everybody could have had a taste of my childhood. It was really cool stuff. But anyway, the how and why and when I kind of started getting into football was late 80s, early 90s. I knew my dad loved football. And it's not that we didn't spend time together. We did. But I'm you know what? I know my dad loves football. And I was I just want to start getting more into it. And I know he loved OU. Unfortunately, I did want to start getting more into football, and I became an Oklahoma fan because my dad was an avid Sooners fan. He just was. And so my time of becoming a Sooner fan was mostly 90s, which, if you know anything about Oklahoma, 90s was not the best time to become an Oklahoma fan. I mean, they just were not good during that decade. So I became a fan at one of the worst times to become a fan. But, I'm glad I stuck it out. We get Bob Stoops late 90s, and we win the championship in 2000, and pretty much ever since then, things have been good. I know we haven't got any more national championships, but man, we've had some good teams have been close. I think Brent's going to get us over the top. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to go back to my history. This is a little bit where it started with me. I got to give props to my dad. He definitely turned me on to rooting for a great team. I wish I could have went to college there. Wish I could have. If I thought I could even fake going to college there and legit sell it, I'd be yeah, I went there, but I just didn't. I'm sorry. It just wasn't in the cards for me to do that. But that being said, like I said, I've been in a lot of games. I just love the school, love the teams, the players. So much fun. I'm so glad I became a football fan when I did, and rooted for Oklahoma. It's just been so much great memories. You know, friends and families and coworkers, and I mean, just talking football. Even if they got different teams, even the Oklahoma State fans, it's like, okay, we'll talk smack, but it's still fun. You know, it's a good thing. We have a good time, and But yeah, I became a big Oklahoma fan mostly because of my dad. I wanted to spend more time with him because I know he loved this, and I'm like, okay, he loves it, I want to love it. So, and you know, last 25, 30 years, we've loved it together, and so that was pretty cool. That was a big reason why I got into it back in the day. But I'm glad I did though, because like I get his passion, because I'm probably more passionate about it nowadays than he was. Maybe not as much if you go back to like his day in the 70s, but yeah, it's fun. It's great. Every family should get into like rooting for maybe not football if that ain't your sport, but there's other sports. Yeah, it really brings people together, and I'd recommend it for everyone. So anyway, just want to like put a little short video out there how I got into being an Oklahoma fan back in the day. It was because of my dad, and I just want to hang out, spend time with him, and I've learned so much. Man, I played football in high school. I mean, I learned a lot, you know, doing that, but you just learn and learn, and like any sport, it continues to grow and evolve. So you just never learn everything. But yeah, it's great. So anyway, just want to share that. Man, I love my dad, love my family, other people, cousins and uncles, and everybody's like had anything to do with the sport over the years and watching it. Great stuff. So anyway, this is Sooner Jeff, and I just want to put that out there. I think it's kind of cool. So anyway, have a good night, everybody. Go Sooners. Season's almost here. I can't wait for it. Yeah.